Yeah, by the way. Right, you know, those little kids go around and it killed my karate. It's also hard. And it was only about this.
I just added him. Everybody, this is recording, just so you know. Watch your things. Be proper. Right.
And I saw fractions here.
Because they missed his pickups all the time.
Yes, I wrote. I didn't write the year.
But
I The small.
contracts.
Always something going on at church. Amber, does she have a agenda? Do you have an agenda?
They went to business.
Not a personal one, this one. Yeah.
How you doing?
That was good.
Yeah, what-
That was good.
You need a copy.
I know. It's not called.
You got 2 minutes.
Now.
Not you, Luann.
I storm, I understand that.
Just might take me that long to get up.
Gary, is that like, is that like a 5 minutes?
He's not gonna be here?
No,
He
it's
comes, I got my
really
phone.
2.
I really do.
Okay,
Well, but it's.
cause now you know I hate to waste paper.
I got a phone. Yeah.
Okay, you got 1 minute.
And I don't really get it over there. I don't want them. Those are the good ones. Those are the good ones. These are the good ones. This is what. Okay, he knows that. Okay. Those are the good ones.
What time is it?
6:29.
Yeah.
Was that while you were still on drugs?
Yeah.
I'd like to call the meeting to order. It's February 10th, 2025, 6:30 PM. Roll call.
Belkey.
Here.
Bennett. Cornish.
Here.
Farrell.
Here.
Stevenson.
Here.
Trinka.
Here.
Washington. Here. Whitty.
Here.
Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Correction 2 minutes.
We do.
Yeah, I want to.
Okay, approval for the omnibus agenda. We do have corrections to the council meeting minutes.
Okay, call to order is not by the city clerk. By the mayor. And the address of the special use request is for 402 South Madison.
Drove all over for that one.
Yeah,
Well,
well,
I gave
they-
him 401, my mistake.
yeah, she gave me 401. I found horse 402, which I gave him a letter to write up, and I forgot to go back and change this.
Sorry about that.
I will move approval of the agenda with those corrections.
Yeah, well,
Second.
they- they-
Second. I'll second it.
Roll call.
Cornish,
Here, yes, sorry.
Farrell,
Yes.
Stevenson,
Here.
Yes,
Bodie,
Oh, yes.
Trinka,
yes,
Washington,
Yeah.
Whitty,
Yes.
Belkey.
Yes.
Okay, it's time for the audience comments. If you have a comment, please come to the gate area, speak clearly so the little owl here can pick up your information. You do need your name and you have 5 minutes. Anyone in the audience have anything?
I do. I'm Shane Thacker. I live here in town. I just mainly have a question. I'd spoken with the chief of police regarding one of the downed police cars. In the process of trying to make a silent bid on it or to buy the.
Oh,
police
to
car.
surplus it, okay.
Yeah, I don't know. And he said
Okay,
he had turned in the paperwork last week to you, and I was just coming up to see if how I could go about that.
okay.
What
Yeah.
steps I need to take, or do I need to come back tomorrow, like during business hours?
If he's, I wasn't here last week, so if he turned in paperwork, it needs to go to the,
We need to do a surplus ordinance,
This ordinance.
surplus it.
and then they have to vote on that ordinance, and then bids will be taken in. I'll put an ad in the paper.
Yes.
There's a little bit of a process. I
Sure.
apologize. this is the first time hearing of it, so,
Yeah, he took it out of service pretty recently, so
okay.
he just got the stripes off from it. And
We'll get it turned around as soon as possible, so you can.
so
bid it.
we'll check back in a couple of weeks, you think, or is it
Sean, what's your last name?
Thacker, Thacker?
Luann can reach out to you. I'm sure.
Yeah,
Yeah, him and I have texted a couple of times. I just hate to keep bugging the man. You know what I mean?
well, you could text, one email the clerk at
Oh, no.
Lebanon IL, which is me, and I will leave your telephone number on there. And then when I find out where we are, I'll give you a call.
Okay, sounds great.
That way you won't be hanging around, Like you said,
I like
bugging
to come
people.
and hang around, be nosy. anyway.
Thank you. Thank
Sure
you.
enough.
Anyone else? Okay, onward to alderpersons. Yes, ma'am.
Yes, I was looking at the Lebanon Herald last week, and I see where the, fire department has been approved for their training facility out on 4. Why are you saying no and she saying yeah?
We're,
It was approved by the St. Clair County.
yeah, we didn't do
we
it.
didn't.
It was approved by the county.
Right.
Because it's outside.
That's
our
why I'm
limits.
shaking my head. No, it's not here.
Oh, okay.
That's what that was about.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Is that good?
Yeah,
Okay.
you good, you good.
Okay.
Anyone else? Anything?
I have somebody throw out there. We discussed the TIF number 2 a long time ago. I was wondering if you want to see any kind of status on that, if letters have been mailed out or what the process is with that.
Glenn, do you know anything?
Tip number 2.
It was, we were looking at, south on, or west on 50 and some various places to put the tip.
All I know is I have to send out letters within 750 feet of the TIF area to the people that surround it. So until the TIF area gets closer to what we want, then I can do my job.
I guess that's what I'm asking in a roundabout way is, do we have that line yet?
So that's, if you don't
Yeah.
mind, I was on the call. So basically where it was left, if I'm correct, the city was trying to determine what the scope of the TIF project would be and what the TIF area would be. Because Moran, like they did with the business district, Moran puts together TIF proposals, TIF ordinances, they do the majority of that work. and the cost for them to do it, whether it be a small area or a larger area, for lack of a better way to put it, you get more bang for your buck with a bigger area. Once they get into doing the studies and everything else, to determine that it's eligible for, something this size versus this size, it's not that much different. So I believe that's where it was left, is where do we want this to go? How big do we want it to be, and when do we want to do it? And I haven't heard anything since then, so I don't know where, that's, as far as I know, that's where it was left.
So does the council make that determination as far as the boundaries, or who makes that call?
We typically talk to Jared.
Okay,
Yeah, we have an idea. But there are some, I'll be in the office tomorrow, probably from about 12 until 1:30, 2 o'clock. If you want to come by, we can talk about it.
Ultimately, the council makes all decisions on that.
Right, but we need some narrowing in first.
and I got a couple more things. This is just, I'm just saying this, but you can't discuss it or anything, but since all the council members are here, with exception of Mr. Bennett. So we're gonna have to come up with a treasurer's salary, since the treasurer is an appointed position now. Collector salary, and then I think the contract for the superintendents, Cody, Kenny, and I guess Blake, runs out April 30th, 2026. So we have to kind of, I guess, get together how much of a raise we want to give those people.
Okay,
Okay, and that's all I gotta say.
that's it?
Yep.
Mhm.
Yeah, and, then you guys gotta give me that, so I can put it in the budget.
Not reason to say we can't discuss it there, but I just want to throw it out there so people can be thinking about it.
If we want to do an executive session, maybe at the next meeting. To
Well,
discuss.
when's the budget due?
Well,
That's when the budget's due.
yeah, I mean, all I do is type it in and it's locked into the budget, but I need to know by the end of this month.
Oh, Lord, okay.
What,
At least by the end of this month, what salaries you wanna be doing.
Middle of February already.
well. Don't we have to get together to decide what?
That's what we're talking about.
Yeah.
That's what we get together.
Okay, there's some misunderstanding on how the budget works. The budget is done by the treasurer, and I've been helping them, so it's our responsibility to come up with the budget. I've made out all those forms that people can type in what they want, and it calculates how much you're gonna, that you have left for the end of the year even, so that you can see what you have, and then Michelle gives you 3 sheets with the estimated that she thinks it's going to be. We do the same thing with all the income, put it into the report. I asked all the supervisors to hand me in their things, we put it in there. Then I print you a copy and you guys get to look at it and figure out if you want that amount or you want a different amount. That's not the budget, but that's the estimate of the budget.
Shouldn't we have a look-see before it comes to you?
Oh, okay, you know those sheets that you have? What does it say on the top of them? What percent?
75% of the budget.
Yeah, 75 of the year has gone with that budget. So you should be able to look at those columns and figure out where we are.
So this is old.
And this is what you're
Correct.
supposed to have.
It's a current budget.
It's January here.
Yes.
So
Well, she won't have the figures to do February until probably another week.
Wendy. Okay, so this is everybody,
Yes,
everybody.
yes.
Okay. Are we kind of allowed to have some time with Michelle to kind of go over some of this?
Michelle is not the person that does the budget, so no.
No,
Michelle knows what items go in where and how much, but she does not have anything to do with the budget.
Okay. So that'd be you, huh?
Not me, that's Luann. Luann and Larry. Anything else from the older persons?
No, I'm just gonna put those on there for the council meeting. We can't discuss them, but then the following week, the 24th, if we can do an executive session and discuss
Okay,
those things.
yes, ma'am.
I know what I want to ask, are they, what, do you know when they're gonna, start on Cherry Street, or if they are?
I can't, I'm sorry, I can't hear
Cherry
you.
Street.
Cherry Street,
Is that-
Cherry.
Is that questions related to the budget? Because I'll shut the budget thing down.
No, you can shut that down.
Oh. Okay, so everybody's clear. You've got papers up through January 3rd, I believe it is. And 75% of the budget should have been spent. It'll show if you're, each line item, if they're over budget, under budget. And you should be able to project if they're gonna come in okay. And if it's already over budget, well, that tells you that something has to be done. So the only ones that'll be kind of hard to figure out are these new raises that you gave yourselves. And a couple other people.
Could I come down and see you someday and talk about this?
Sure can, but do not do it after 2:00.
Not do it after?
Yeah, because
Okay,
I have to close the drawer, make all the deposits, get them to the bank and all that stuff, and
okay,
it doesn't work if people come and ask me questions after 2:00.
okay, well, I'll call you to set something up.
Okay.
At your leisure,
Well, be fine.
okay.
So you're almost sure.
Just,
Miss Washington, what you got?
okay.
Y'all sure? Y'all sure?
You're not
You
sure?
want
I
something?
said, are you sure?
Yes, continue.
Are you gonna, are we still gonna work on Cherry Street?
What exactly are you wanting on Cherry Street?
To fix the road?
Okay,
Where they, right there by Rosa, by the apartments?
Mhm.
That section of the road?
Where they cut down those trees?
Yeah. They were supposed to repair that.
Sean will check into that, because we don't have a definite.
Yeah, 2 cars can't get through there.
That's typical in Lebanon, Miss Washington.
Well, it shouldn't be.
But it is, yeah, Sean will check on that to see if we can get a more definitive answer.
Okay.
Anybody else?
Just one more. For the executive session that we're gonna go into next week or something,
2 weeks.
to 24th. Is that a good time to talk about the library?
You can only talk in executive session.
What you set it up for.
What we said on the agenda, we were going into executive session for.
Can we do?
But I don't know, what about the library?
We have a
Oh, a lease?
lease
Yeah.
Then
coming up.
yes, we can go in to talk
Okay.
about setting the price for a lease or a sale of real property, yes.
We'll put that on the agenda also.
Okay.
Anybody else? Brent, it's the plan commission time. You're up.
Great, and I have the right address.
Well, I don't know.
I think I do.
On here, it's different, so who knows? We know it's on
Well,
South
it
Main.
was 402 when my parents owned the Dairy Queen, but it may
That's
have.
what I
changed.
thought.
Right.
So we met last Thursday for 3 items. One pretty minor issue, sign in the historic district
Mhm.
at 121 West St. Louis, completely in compliance with the C1 district. And so it's a certificate of appropriateness, so they can erect their sign. It's a pet grooming business there, and it will be, I think, got green in it and very appropriate. So that was the first item that took 30 seconds. The other 2 items are related. And I think you should have my report. But the first item, was a hearing to, and we've been talking about this for a couple of months. But a hearing to place, as body art and tattoo art slash tattoo art studio in the C1 C1 commercial district. Currently, if it's not listed as a permitted or a special use, it needs to be in there before we can proceed to step 2. So we had that hearing. There were, the only, public comment was from the potential folks who have applied to get a special use permit. We did most of our talking last month at our meeting. It was just continued. You know, it's a regulated, state regulates it. And, I guess there was, my personal opinion is it probably doesn't matter that much, but we decided only to go in the C1 historic district. So in other words, not
historic.
I'm sorry, the C1 commercial district, not the historic district. So basically not the Brick Street, area. So anywhere else where it's zoned commercial, but it's not automatic. We're recommending to be placed in as a special use permit, which means that someone has to have a hearing, so we can address parking and things that go along with all that. So, it was a unanimous vote. I think we had 7 of our 9 folks there. And both meetings was very supportive. So that's item 1, was to recommend, it's strictly up to the council, but to recommend placing that in the C1 commercial district as a special use, which we have a list of 200 and whatever special uses. So that's the first item. I guess I should take any questions, because the second item is actually a live request for a special use permit. So I will attempt to answer anything that you have for me.
That's a request for 4, you were gonna say that next,
Yeah.
but that's one for 402 down there.
Yeah.
Sheffield old place.
Correct. Yeah. So I'll let the legal proceeding take care of itself. I'll go on to the second, the third item, which is a special use permit request at 402 by Matt and Tiffany Home, who are here tonight. Brought them for moral support so they can answer any specific questions about body art studios, and they actually operate a large one in Salem. So they have a lot of experience with this. So I will, if it's okay with the council, I'll turn it over to them. They can introduce themselves, but you know, again, we had the hearing. There really wasn't a lot of discussion about restrictions. It's in a historic or in a commercial district. Parking, they have parking on premise for 2 to 4 cars. And then there's street parking along the side. But they'll explain, but typically they would have room for probably 3 customers, 4 customers at a time. So not a huge facility, but they have a lot of work to do. The reason they're asking now is they don't own the building, but they don't want to enter into negotiations and purchase a building if they don't have a pretty good indication that they can have a special use permit. And then it'll, so a reminder, special use permit is only for the person or the entity that requests it. So if they were to, let's say they got it approved, they fixed the building and decided to sell it, they couldn't sell. If someone wanted to put a body art studio there, they would have to come and ask. So this would just be for the recipients. We did not put any restrictions on it. We did not see, you know, typically restrictions would be for parking and things like that. So I will turn it over to Matt.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Matt Helm. This is my beautiful wife, Tiffany. We currently own and operate 618 Inc. in Salem. We have 9 artists there, 2 piercers. We offer a line of services for our clients. Was hoping to expand. I have 2 young artists that have couple kids and family, and they're looking to move this way. We have high hopes for the area. We've looked at the building. We haven't initiated any contract or anything yet, so we're still gotta do that hurdle, but, we got pretty good confidence. The realtor said that no one's been offering anything on it, so we was looking at getting it and making it a beautiful little spot. There is parking for at least 10 vehicles on site. So we take up a lot less realty of parking real estate around town than the restaurant did, for sure. And we're an open book. I mean, I'm here to answer any questions or concerns you may have. Pretty much ask anything. I'll give you 100% straight answers.
What were your hours?
Monday through Friday from 10 to 6, and then Saturday and Sunday by appointment only. That's the way we currently run our current studio. From time to time, we're open 7 days a week. Sometimes it's just the 5, just depending on the artist. Yes, ma'am?
So a body art and tattoo studio, you're gonna use the entire building?
Yes, ma'am.
That's a pretty big building.
The building we are currently in is 5,500 square feet. We do host our own merchandise stuff. We make our own apparel. So we'll be bringing that tax sale to the Lebanon area because all of our merchandise and jewelry and all the other stuff that comes with that for the retail sale of things.
So it's gonna be more than just a body art studio. You're gonna have a store in there?
Not really a store. It's just, we'll have our shirts and hats and just generalized
Our
merchandise.
brand, yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
I think it's a great idea. It's something new for Lebanon. We got the college kids here. College kids love to get tattoos, and adults love to get tattoos. I mean, I think it's something new, something fresher for Lebanon. I hope it goes through. Look forward to it.
Thank you, sir.
They have clients from Scott Air Force Base that go to
Yep.
Salem. Keep it here.
We've had a lot of good, positive feedback from coming to this area, just on the social media aspect of talking to people about us coming to the area. We also do have a mobile bus, you know, we do events, like next month, or the nonprofit that we have is doing an Easter egg hunt in Foundation Park in Centralia. We're gonna have hundreds of kids out there. We do all the school functions. We're doing school carnivals for face painting for all the kids. And so we're not just a tattoo shop. We do a lot of art-based stuff, and we're hoping to find good talent from Lebanon, maybe the art department out there, and try to expand the horizons. You know, we're about teaching artists to become tattoo artists. It's a hard trade to get into, and a lot of people charge a lot of money for the knowledge. We give it away just for the hopes that you'll do something great with it. Yes, ma'am.
Were you planning on contacting some of the residents and businesses in the area?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
As soon as we got the yes tonight, I was gonna talk to the realtor tomorrow, set up an appointment to bring my contractors over to take a look at the building. And then that's when all the beautiful stuff happens. We're gonna go not necessarily door to door, but to all the local businesses directly around us that will be affected by us being in the community. And then reaching out to other places we can spawn, just hand out business cards and flyers and talk to people and get the responses.
I know I've been asked what kind of a sign do you have at your other place?
The current one, our big main sign, we have multiples, but our big main sign that hangs on the front of the building is an old school arrow. And has the big like theater lights on it. And it just says tattoo and piercing and our 618 ink logo at the top. I mean, I'm willing to follow any city stuff. You know, I know I gotta have each sign approved. All of our stuff's very just modern and sleek. We don't do skulls and death stuff, you know, it's nothing gonna be gaudy. I'm actually gonna probably decrease the amount of signs on the building. There's 4 spots, 2 on the building and 2 big signs out front. Probably gonna clean it up a little, reside the whole entire thing, windows, gonna do the whole 9. So we're gonna make the area look a lot more presentable for sure. Dairy Queen's gonna love us. They're gonna get all the business.
So Matt, does the health department get involved in any way?
Yes, sir. We're inspected annually. We have had This will be my sixth shop that I've started. And every one of them has went flawless every time. We've always had 100% rating on all of our inspections. We've never had a ding one time, so I'm very thorough and anal about cleanliness and bloodborne pathogens and keeping everybody safe. So all my artists go through specific trainings. We do every Monday meetings, so we do training days basically. So we just expand on top of that even. So we come together as a group, try to figure out something we want to learn, and then we all just learn it together so we can all grow together.
I'm sorry,
Yes, ma'am.
where are your other locations? I'm just curious.
It's in Salem, directly down 50,
Oh,
about an hour east.
you said this is your sixth.
5 of them shops have been in Salem.
Oh, okay.
I learned my lesson by starting businesses with partners, and usually doesn't work out good. Yeah. But this will be our third location. We bought this building, so we're there forever. And now I have a pile of artists. I can't house all of them, so I'm trying to let them expand their wings. I will be here the first year solid, getting everything up and going, and then I'll split my schedule accordingly. So I'll do half time in both places.
Anybody else? Okay.
All right, thank you very much for your time.
Mhm. So
3 of them have been,
we have, it's a recommendation.
yeah. And they're handled under new business for the approval.
Okay, so we move onward and upward.
Yes.
Okay. Brent, are you sticking around? Are you leaving us?
Well, I'd rather not have to, but I guess if I must, I can.
No, you don't have to.
I'm sorry, can I say one more thing? I apologize.
Yes, ma'am.
Matt,
Yes.
so your business is right next to the high school. You're gonna have, you do have restrictions on like children, what age?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am. Tattoos are only 18 and Illinois. There is no parent consent. Piercings otherwise, 13 and up can have parents bring in for certain piercings.
Okay.
But the parent has to be present with current ID and legit paperwork to state that they're the parent.
Good question. That's a mama.
Right.
Go ahead and go home, sir. Not you, Matt. Thank you. Okay, I will go on to the committee report, streets and alleys.
Yes, I do have one thing. Cody texted me to bring up. Cody's unfortunately going to the emergency room. He's sick, so if he was around any of you all that work up here, good luck. I'll let you know if he decides to have an overnight visit, but yeah. But this is what he wanted me to say, to cover last week's meetings about the traffic study. It was not a traffic study. It was, however, a pavement study for the grading of road conditions. No ordinance was passed to put speed calming devices out in order for the streets department to put in or take out any devices. For that, the traffic has to have a council vote, pass an ordinance. Furthermore, the streets budget is cut yearly, just like everybody else's budget is cut too. We barely operate on our normal maintenance operations, let alone add calming devices to a budget that isn't suffice for yearly maintenance. An example would be the Brick Street, etc. The Brick Street is in poor condition, yet we put Band-Aids on it, vice actually fix it. That was from Mr. Cody himself. I'm just relaying the message to clarify last week's meetings.
Okay. Anything else?
And I'll get back with you, Ms. Washington, on Cherry Street on what's the latest on that.
And it's by the tree that cut down?
Yeah.
Okay. Finance, Charlie?
Nothing tonight. We meet February 17th at 6:30.
Ordinance, George?
Nothing tonight, we'll meet, actually, there are things, but they're under us. We
They
meet,
didn't come out of your committee though.
well, they didn't come on my committee. We meet March 3rd at 6:30 p.m.
Okay. Pat, water sewer?
No, I think everything's running fine.
Okay, great. Cemetery, Mr. Trinka, everything running fine there?
Yeah, and we are to get the emblem sometime in the near future.
Okay,
Oh, I also want to mention, in order that we don't have any additional people coming into the cemetery, I do recommend a stop sign be placed on St. Louis Street and St. Clair, right there. Because I have difficulty, and other people are related to, getting out of my car if I'm parked in front of here, because they take off on Monroe and they speed right on
That's-
through.
that's something that you talk to Sean about and
Yeah.
you'll talk about it in committee, because we
Okay.
can't take any recommendations.
No, I just wanted to
Yeah.
bring that up.
Yeah. Okay,
So Dale, you're saying that the cemetery isn't taking any more people? You said you're getting way more people in there.
We could use the income. We might dig ourselves in a hole if we
Oh.
try.
bad boy. Health and safety, Miss Washington.
Mike, have we heard back from anyone?
That's an open sentence.
Oh, about the damage to the thing? No, I'll talk to you about that afterwards.
Okay. Our next meeting is February the 17th at 6:30.
Public property, Amber. My guess is you don't have anything.
No, I don't have anything, but I did want to address, last week. You were talking about the flags.
Yes, ma'am.
So you mentioned the Illinois flag and the POW,
Mhm.
but you have to have like one or the other, because there's an American flag on there now, and you can only put two.
Thanks, Brent.
You can have three.
You can't have 3 flags out front.
That's what I was told by Brent.
Is that on one
She needs,
pole?
yeah, she
Or
needs
is it
one
on two?
pole, I think.
You
The,
got two poles.
the only flag you could put underneath the American flag is the POW flag on the exact pole. When you put your Illinois flag, you really don't want to put another flag underneath that. It's-
Okay,
There's certain flags you can only put on certain poles as well.
okay.
So Sean, you want 3 poles on it,
2 more poles should. It
Yeah.
should get the Illinois flag and we should have a POW flag out.
all on separate poles. but-
On, yeah, separate pole.
Okay, I don't think that was explained to
Okay.
her. And since she's new to
Yeah.
the council, I think somebody needs to assist her with these polls. Because we're just telling her to get them and
I could take care of it.
you sure?
I'll work with you on
I
the
just want to
side.
know he
Yeah.
wanted
That's
extra
what I'm
poles,
saying.
but I thought you were wanting all 3 of these flags in the same pole.
No,
I'm like.
I could get with you
do
after
that.
we can talk about it.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, work with Sean, he's got it. Okay, personnel, Mr. Bennett, I know of nothing, so he meets on February 17th. Clerk, anything?
Okay, the ballot has been sent to me. I approved it. Well, I had to make some changes on it, but I sent it back. It's back over at the courthouse and everything's ready to go. So I say, go out there and campaign, people.
You can put your signs up.
Campaign for alderperson and
Well,
mayor and city clerk.
none of the older people have opponents, so they wouldn't have to put up
Well,
signs.
You know, I mean,
If they want to, they can.
You just can't come in here though and
yeah, don't bother
pick
us.
pick somebody that,
No, you can't come in here and
Okay.
campaign.
all right, and nobody should bring in any outside literature.
Nope.
Okay,
And put, any signs you do, don't put them on public property.
Yes, make sure that you
Luann,
ask
take them.
people. Put them in their yards. You place them on public property. I've instructed this, all the employees, if you see one, they are to pull them. And we'll put them in the garage here, and if somebody wants to try to come find them, that's fine, but. We get way too many signs on the public
Route
area
4.
coming down the streets on
Route
the
4.
50 and 4 and sticking on the corners everywhere. If you wanna put signs out, make sure you ask people to put them on their property.
How does that work on Belleville Street out there?
Belleville Street,
Yeah, from 50 coming in.
that is county, and you can put them out there. Last time
Thanks a
I,
lot. We'll have to charge.
I put mine out there the first time I ran, and, the voting took place on the Tuesday, and Wednesday morning I went out to pick mine up, and it was gone already.
You have 3 days after the
Everybody,
election. to
they
take
clean them up
everything.
fast out there, so.
Anything else?
Not that I can think of.
Okay, thank you. Larry? Nothing? Okay, Mayor, I don't have anything. Chief? I know he's not here, but. No, neither is Bob.
Is, do you have any information on the, program at the hut?
No, that's not for us to know yet.
Oh.
Well, it was posted on Facebook today and it's wrong, so until I get
Oh,
the right stuff, no.
okay.
Blake is not here. Well, Penny, it doesn't have your name. Oh, yes, it does. Water sewer, their yard was something, so come on up.
Okay, so as attachments to the agenda tonight, there were two change orders for the sewer treatment plant. That has been going on for
Years.
in excess of 3+ years past its completion date. A lot of arguments back and forth about these final pays. The mayor sat in with me on a couple of those, and we are finally down to two final pay requests. Or, I'm sorry, two change order requests and one final pay request. So the first, change order number 4, includes, as you're looking at that, it looks a bit confusing. There was some other change orders that went along with that. Change orders 8. My glasses on here, changes 8. 9, 11, and 12. Those change orders, all except for number 12, were done a long while ago. Change order number 12 is still, we're still pending that being done. But in saying all of that, this has been agreed upon between the contractors and myself, the mayor. And so we're bringing these forward. The first one, change order 4, is asking an additional $41,089.59. That is including the change order number 12. Change order number 5 is asking for a deduct of the final amount of $14,200 because they did not do some pavement around the plant that we didn't want them to do. It was in the contract, it was in areas that we would not use. And so I said, you didn't do that work, I want that taken off. And so that is a deduction of $14,000. Those two first, and then the final pay request, which I hope that you guys have because I didn't print myself out a copy.
Yeah.
But that final pay request is $314,258.10. These have all been reviewed by the engineer. There's been probably a train from here to that wall of emails back and forth to get this all set up. And so we're asking for approval that the amount of money that is approved in the contract as a whole was already done long ago, back in like 2017, 2018. The plant obviously is built. We've been running the plant for all of these years, but there are things that I've been fighting them to complete this entire time. And we are now down to one item, change order 12. And The EPA is aware of the process, they're aware of that we are sending this through. If we approve this tonight, this goes to the EPA for their approval. So this does not mean that it's done. The EPA could say no, but we don't think that will happen because it's under the original amount of the contract. So it will go to them. If they approve it, then they write the city a check. This doesn't go to the contractor. So we're still guaranteed holding that money to get that final item done when the check comes here. That's about all the information I have for you.
So you want us to vote on approval of this tonight?
Okay, for a 4, 5, and the final pay request.
Okay,
And then it would require your signature to then send this on to the EPA for their approval.
okay.
They've already been signed by the president of the contracting company and by TWM, the engineers.
So I need
I'll move approval. Second.
any other discussion?
You're second?
Pat.
Second.
Thanks.
Roll call?
Okay, Farrell,
Yes.
Stevenson,
Yes.
Trinka,
Yes,
Washington,
Yes.
Whitty,
Yes.
Belkey,
Yes.
Cornish.
Yes.
You good? No?
I know there's storm forming tonight, possibly before you leave, or tomorrow, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay. Anything else, Penny?
No.
All right, unfinished business, anyone? No? New business, present and approve an ordinance amending Lebanon City Code Section 36-237 to add a special use in the C1 Commercial District Body Art and Tattoo Studio. Need a motion and a second?
So moved.
Second.
Well, Amber got one of them.
Okay, where?
I don't care, she can second.
Any other discussion? Roll call?
Stevenson,
Yes.
Trinka,
yes,
Washington,
Yes.
Whitty,
Yes.
Belkey,
Yes.
Cornish,
Yes.
Farrell.
Yes.
Okay, present and approve a resolution making separate statement of findings of facts in the connection with the ordinance granting a special use permit for operating of a body art and tattoo studio at 402 South Madison.
So moved.
Second.
Farrell.
Roll call?
Trinka,
yes.
Washington,
Why are we voting on this and they haven't even purchased it yet?
Because they have to have it before they can purchase it. Because if it went the other way, it wouldn't work. If they purchase a building, then y'all said no. They'd have a building. And not
Back.
give it back. I got the receipts, return it.
Yeah.
Yes,
okay, Whitty,
Yes.
Belkey,
Yes.
Cornish,
Yes.
Farrell,
Yes.
Stevenson.
Yeah.
okay, and number 3 is present and approve an ordinance granting special use permit for operation of a body art and tattoo studio at 402 South Madison to Matt and Tiffany Helm. Motion and second?
So moved.
Second.
To Charlie or
I got,
somebody over here.
These bits, Sean.
okay, Washington,
Yes.
Whitty,
Yes.
Belkey,
Yes.
Cornish,
Yes.
Farrell,
Yes.
Stevenson,
Yeah.
Trinka.
Yes,
Congratulations. Go buy a building so you have someplace to work.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. And, you know, you'll be good friends with Luann and Blake and Stephanie getting permits and everything when that time comes. Don't be afraid to come in and,
You'll learn to love me.
yeah, it's okay. All right, move for adjournment.
Sherry, are you guys gonna vote on the sign?
Oh, yeah, you gotta do this.
Thank you, Pam, for watching us.
You're welcome.
She told me I was on the second page and that's where I went. Okay, so recommend the approval of the COA for the sign request at 121 West St. Louis for the pet grooming business. Need a motion and a second?
I'll make a motion.
No, that's a recommendation. I need a roll call.
No, they recommended, they have to vote on.
Okay, somebody do
I'll
something.
make a motion.
He motioned.
I'll second the motion.
See, Amber, you're gonna have to jump in there. I mean, they're not letting you get in and sign.
You've got a script, yeah.
Okay,
Who did we give that second to? I was gonna give it to
you
you.
gave the first one, whoever, both of you said at the same time, so.
Who's on first?
I heard it.
Okay. Whitty,
Yes.
Belkey,
Yes.
Cornish,
Yes.
Farrell,
Yes.
Stevenson,
Yeah.
Trinka,
Yes.
Washington.
Yeah.
Now, is there anything else that I forgot? I don't think so. Okay, move for adjournment. Well, who would your night?
Voice vote.
Farrell, who seconded?
Second.
Yeah.
Hey, okay.
You guys don't wanna get out of here.
I'm telling you.
Belkey, oh,
Yes.
all in favor,
Aye.
Thank
all opposed? Any abstens? Okay, get out of here.
And we have a meeting next Monday night. It's President's Day. We don't want you thinking there's no meeting.